But the first thing I want to say is it may seem counterintuitive to you to start, okay, how do I write this thing by discussing reading? But that's kind of the point, is that the thing that you're required to write in 1101 and 2 starts with a special type of reading and thinking. And that reading and thinking is then reflected in what you write. So you can't really do one without the other. You can't really write this if you haven't put in the work to reading, which is good, which is important. But if you're not writing this specifically for 1101 and 02, I'll tell you that I believe that these reading responses are little nuggets of academic writing. They help you practice the type of analytical thinking and writing skills that you will be required to write in all your college papers, most of your college papers. Maybe I should qualify that claim a little bit, but in general, these are very helpful, and I have, through the years, come to realize I think they're so helpful that everybody should learn how to write them. Students have I taught at Georgia State before this, and students used to stop me in the little square there and say, boy, I really do love those, and I hated them when I was doing them, but now they've been some of the most helpful things that they've done, and they have continued to write these even when not required. So let's just talk about it a little bit. So that very first paragraph comes from an article written by Margaret Woodworth, and she describes it as listening as you reread. They're tightly structured summaries, and they help you account for what the writer is saying, how the writer says it, the purpose of the essay, and the audience for the essay, what's happening around it. So then the second paragraph would be the response, which I always think would be really easy. But sometimes students are afraid to say what they feel about it, or they can't say, or they don't know, or they're not sure. So I think that some people might kind of dismiss the second paragraph as fluff, or why do we need, who cares what the student, how they feel about it? But I still think it's really important for you to tune into, as a reader, what did that essay just do to me? You know, all the essays that we read, anything written is trying to do something to you, right? It's communication. So I think it's important to slow that process down and to try to get a handle on what's it doing to me? How is it getting to me? What does it want me to do or think or feel? And so I think that's an interesting and important part of the process. So after then you put your analysis hat on, and it's a very short assignment. It's written in 1 sentence, 2 sentences, what you're supposed to do. But those of you that have written it know that it doesn't take a short period of time to write it, right? It takes a lot of thought and a lot of rewriting. Just because this assignment is short doesn't mean it's a one drafter, right? You know what I mean by that? Doesn't mean you can sit down, write one draft, and be done. It requires lots of thinking and revision. So this is the assignment. Write an analytical paragraph about the text in which you make an interpretive claim about the text and support it. Use plenty of examples from the text, citing as appropriate.